I'm using the stamp.
I can hear you stamping away furiously there, darling. What are you actually stamping there other than blank bits of paper?
Oh, I want to use this for our PDF forms that we're doing to make it look all official. So I'm making a signature.
What? Actually, just tell us, my lovely, what forms are we filling out today?
We are filling forms out for Fiji.
And why are we doing that?
Because we are going to Fiji. Yes.
The rules have changed somewhat since the last time we were in Fiji. Due to COVID, Fiji has opened up, but you've now got to have an agent.
Yeah, we're using the Blue Lanes initiative.
Frantically trying to get all our paperwork together to send to our agent, David.
Yes.
Who basically puts it all through to customs, and the prices have gone up considerably as well, haven't they, to get into Fiji? So it's going to be an expensive exercise.
Yeah, there's quite a lot to do, and there's quite a lot to pay. But we think if we leave this week, we'll be there for a month and a half, 2 months. So that's worthwhile. Good, that'll be a good trip. Just trying to get the paperwork in today because we want to get all the paperwork to David in Fiji. He's requested 5 days to have that paperwork in hand, and it's Monday today.
And then the only thing he'll be waiting for is the result of our COVID tests. When we get them, we can just flick that through on an email.
Yep.
Awesome, I'll let you get on then with your stampy.
Thank you.
I'm Jo, and this is Rob, and we live on board our floating home Double Trouble. To follow our adventures, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified of future episodes.
Being back in Majuro after 9 weeks in the remote Ailuk Lagoon meant we were back in easy access to hardware stores, the US postal system and supermarkets. So we picked up our freshly delivered spare parts and got busy resupplying and preparing DT for her next adventure. Restocking our food and fuel supplies were the first items off the list. Outboard oil changes and diesel filter replacements were quickly checked off as well. After 2 years of full-time Pacific cruising, there were, as usual, many more maintenance items on the hit list. We're not working on projects, we were also researching our travel plans due to the COVID outbreaks. We still had time on our Marshall Islands tourist visa, but we were concerned with the uncertainty and limited destinations in the South Pacific for the next 12 to 24 months. So we decided to head back to New Zealand. New Caledonia and Fiji were good halfway stop-off points. New Caledonia was only allowing limited quarantine access, so we decided that we would head to Fiji, who were allowing international yachts to visit as part of their new Blue Lanes initiative.
This is what happens when you don't tie the dinghy on. Rob put the dinghy in the water, having just had a shower, and he didn't tie it on, and it floated away.
So I look like I know what I'm doing.
You do, actually.
We have a leak down in here on the high pressure seals. It's doing a little bit of weeping in here. And I have a seal kit that they have sent me from Australia, so I'm going to do a whole load of things in here which are quite complicated.
And now you're effecting a repair.
Yes, so I've taken all the front end of this off. Basically this is all just to take the case off.
Turned out to be not as easy as it sounded then. Is there a diagram of what it's meant to look like when it comes off?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
This is what we want to look at, the back end, and I'm going to change the impeller as well down here. So there's a little bit of salt that's got in here, and these are what I'm going to be replacing. You actually need quite a lot of force for this.
Because you're a big roughy toughy
It's
bugger
meant
then,
to
isn't
go
it?
as straight as possible as well.
Ta-da!
That's good. So that's all the seals reseated. It's really good.
It's a complicated little device, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a 3-piston pump. So
That's not easy to say.
it isn't, especially at this time of the day. Ta-da!
Hurrah!
need to make sure that I haven't left any bits out. Just changing the oil on this. We haven't done it since we've had it actually, so it's probably a good time to do it.
Yeah. Beautiful sunset this evening.
It's been a lovely day, hasn't it?
End of a busy day for you.
Good though. After 2 weeks in downtown Majuro, we are out and about.
We are going to Anamonit, which is one of the little outer island moorings out here. And because today is Captain Ron's birthday, aka Andrew from Offshore Haven, and we are going over to celebrate with them and hopefully have a bit of a party this evening.
The story of Captain Ron.
How did Andrew get the name Captain Ron? When we were up in Ailuk, I got an Iridium SMS one day from Alex, Andrew's much finer half, who said to me, "What's that movie called with Captain Ron in it?" To which I replied, thinking she was winding me up, "It's called Captain Ron." Andrew had been trying to remember the name of the movie, and Daniel, his eldest son, had said to him, "Dad, it's called Captain Ron," and Andrew refused to believe that the movie Captain Ron was called Captain Ron. So he managed to get on Wikipedia on the Iridium and look it up, and sure enough, Captain Ron, the movie with Captain Ron in it, is called Captain Ron. So we now call Andrew Captain Ron. Simple as that. And we say things like, "What's that movie with Jaws in it called again, Andrew?" "Oh yeah." "What's that movie with E.T. in it called again, Andrew?" Hours of fun. We don't get out a lot.
Here we are. Anamonit.
The only way to get up.
I'm like a mobile party.
Darling, come on, darling, we're waiting.
Yeah, which means we make it to Fiji. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Again.
Cheers.
We had a wonderful evening celebrating Andrew's birthday, topped off with quite a few sundowners. But there is no rest for the wicked, so we made our way back to the main anchorage in a somewhat subdued manner the following day. We are on the tramp this morning. After about 6 years of use, we're starting to get a little bit of fraying. And there's one bit here that I'm going to pay some attention to today. We've got what they call an offshore tramp. So as you can see, the hole sizes are fairly big. It's going to let a lot of water through when we're in offshore passages and stuff, so it's very good for that. But what we have is just here, you'll see that it's frayed, and I'm just going to put a little connection in there and make that good and check all the other bits of it. I've just put some hitches basically in here, here and here, just in the 3 spots. Just tie it back into there. It should be a good little repair actually. This little Dyneema that we have is fabulous. It's got a massive braking strain for the size of it, probably 400 kilos or something just on that little bit of string, so it should be more than good enough. It is time to clean our waterline on the inside of the boat. It is looking very, very mucky, but I've got a little bit of scrubby stuff here and a bit of Jif and a lot of elbow grease, and we're going to see how we go. God, I'm knackered now. Didn't take too long though. She's come up pretty good. Don't know if it'll make us go any faster, but at least we'll be clean when we do it.
What are you doing?
We have these devices which are used to charge our house batteries when the engines are running. It's basically a DC to DC inverter. We've got 2 of them, one on each engine, and one side is faulted. So they've sent us this one as a replacement under warranty, and I'm going to go and swap it out.
Sorry about the noise, we're making water.
We are making water. We're having a very busy time getting ready to head offshore, so we're trying to get this fixed and then do a whole load of other boat jobs. So it's all fun. Passage planning.
Hot enough for you down there in that there engine bay, my love?
Melting a little bit. Why do we always decide to do this in the middle of the day when it's beaten down?
It's 1 o'clock, yeah. You don't have to pick your times, eh?
Yeah. Well, I think it's all done now. I'm going to turn it on and see if it works.
Hey, but some people would pay for that. Saunas are expensive, you know.
Well, I'm certainly getting my money's worth today.
Was it a little bit warm in there then, darling?
Just a little bit.
Because you look like you've been out in the rain.
Yeah, it's quite wet. This is just sodden. I'm trying not to drip everywhere.
It's good for the pores.
It's good for something. Dehydration, probably.
Into the shower with you. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning and things are busy already. The boat looks like a flipping laundry. I went yesterday and did some washing and the dryers were all full, so I brought stuff back here to dry it. So we've got stuff dangled everywhere. Rob's already got his head in the engine bay. He is changing diesel filters this morning and we are getting ready to move on. We have filled out our paperwork to head to Fiji. So it's going to be a bit of a busy week this week. Like I say, it's Wednesday already. Lots of jobs to do. So yeah, better get on. How are you going in your big hole, babe?
I'm having great fun.
Oh, I came to talk to you earlier, but you had your head in a hole.
Yeah, I was training the bowl of our diesel filter. So this is one of our
How's it looking?
CAV filters.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, well we do all the filtering beforehand, so there's a little bit of sediment and stuff that's been caught in the bottom. So worth a clean. The filter itself looks fairly clean and pretty good. So
Just pop that back
good.
on then.
No, I'll
Okay.
replace it. I've got to replace it. So I may as well just put a new one on. Good.
Better safe than sorry if we're going to be, what, maybe 16 or 17 days at sea.
Yeah, and we're going to do quite a bit of motoring, I think. So it isn't as bad as I thought it would be, considering they've been about a year and a half between changes. Obviously, all the pre-filtering that we're doing as well means that there's clean fuel in the actual tanks, so that really helps.
Going to be a cracker of a sunset. Well, I didn't see a green flash, did you?
No.
It was a jolly nice sunset there. How's your morning going wrong?
Got Brewer's Droop.
So our gas lighter for the stove.
The only one we've got. We have no redundancy.
In fairness, I think it might be time for me to confess now that I actually heard it make a funny noise earlier. But I just bunged it back in the drawer.
Oh, good.
But it's definitely you that broke it.
Yeah, well, I think it'll still work. No.
I wouldn't be doing that
I
with
just need the
naked
spark.
Chester if I was you.
Now we're going to make coffee.
It's another rolly day on board with another westerly in Majuro. And cabin fever is setting in.
I might have to fix the sparky starting
Yeah,
plug that
just
we've
fix
got.
that for heaven's sake. Another
I
boat job
know,
while we
yes.
slop around.
At least it didn't happen one day out, because we wouldn't literally have anything to light the stove with.
That's very true, actually.
Yes,
We
very,
haven't even got any matches, have we?
very bad captain. Very
Yeah.
bad planning.
I think we should get another one of those. I thought we had a
Oh, I've got
one.
spark. I've got
Oh,
spark.
there you go, it's all working. How's the weather today, babe?
Moist.
We've got another westerly,
Yeah.
and it's shithouse in here again, isn't it?
Very rainy.
And very rolly.
Bit rolly, and I've made a whole load of water yesterday. So we've got full tanks. We're collecting about 60 litres every couple of minutes at the moment.
We were going to go and check out today, but it was just too horrible to get off the boat. We probably
Yeah.
could have done it. If we'd been proper sailors, we would have got on the dinghy. and
We
gone.
would have, but it was too much like hard work, and we didn't want to puncture Dave again, so
That's Grimsville, eh?
yeah. But it's only here for the next 24 hours. Friday night on DT.
I've got to say, I think it's the most frightened I've ever been in an anchorage. Well, we're not on anchor, which is why I'm frightened. We're tied to a mooring, and the forecast was for a maximum of about 16 knots, and we've just had 32 coming straight down the lagoon. So we're throwing around, and it's not pleasant. I have to say, it's really not pleasant. I've actually been quite frightened. I think it's the wind's starting to back off a little bit now. I don't know.
We've had 32 knots for the last hour,
Yeah, and it's
pitch black.
It's obviously it always happens at night. It's the Laura story. You can hear the smashing about we're getting. Yeah, and it's all just because it's somebody else's gear that we're hanging on. It's not our anchor. If it was our anchor, I would be saying, "Gosh, this is a tad bumpy, isn't it?" But yeah, so I'm a little bit tense.
Good morning. Well, it is a lot different this morning than it was last night. 30 knot westerlies in this anchorage are never fun. So the weather forecast next week is looking more promising. As soon as we check out from here, then we have no other option to check back in. That's the other thing that we're concerned about. So we wanted to make sure that we check out and leave with no funny things happening on the weather. So yeah, and it is a much nicer day today. So we'll get off the boat, stretch our legs, and then tidy the boat when we come back, because it's a lot of stuff everywhere at the moment.
Step 1. Deflate your paddleboard.
This is the easiest way, really.
Want me to press the button at this end?
If you like.
And deflate. We should have saved the air, because it's COVID-free air,
Yeah.
and aren't people selling it on eBay?
Yeah, for lots of money.
Could have made a fortune.
Free Marshallese air.
We're doing this for 2 reasons. We're doing it, number 1, because we're going on passage soon, and number 2, Mark and Ange are coming over to fit our sunshade,
Yeah.
and we need access to the coach roof.
We were actually going to just leave them up there, but it's probably better, you know, being proper yachties and doing proper preparation for going to sea. It's probably prudent.
Jobs are good. Our lovely friends Angie and Mark are here, and they're very, very camera shy, but I'm going to film this anyway. So we're going to have a lovely sunshade that goes all the way across the back here. It stops the sun.
Female side of the twist lock.
Sure you got that right? I knew you get
It's the innie bit.
Yeah.
How many people does it take to put up a sunshade?
When it's 95 degrees out,
It's
and
quite warm, isn't it, Ange?
50% humidity.
Quite warm. I'm just looking very
I
glamorous.
think we need a few more actually. We
Yeah, I
need
do too,
We
yeah.
need the fanboys. And we'll put the tarp up, lock that in, for light.
Ta-da!
Where center is at.
Okay.
And
What's happening?
can I just say, and Mark, thank you for your hard work. Look at our new sunscreen.
It's good, hey?
It's pretty damn awesome, that. Look at that.
And we can see through it, but it's
People have
privacy
trouble
screen.
seeing in.
You can see in a little bit, but not much. That's awesome. Good use
Thank you, guys.
of something we've had laying on the boat for a very long time.
Thank you so much for watching. Join us next week as our leaving plans are complicated by a big issue with Dave the Dinghy. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give us a like and leave us a comment. If you want to help our journey, please head on over to our Ko-fi page.